Hello everyone, welcome to my corner of the world. Today I'm going to be sharing a card whose entire beauty comes from this lovely piece of decorative paper. Isn't it gorgeous? And what I've done is I've pulled a couple of colours from the paper to use for my card base and my layers. So the paper that I'm featuring is called Masterfully Made, and if you're not quite sure of what colours it contains, on the back here there's a list that you can always refer to, and these are the papers. Now there's some ones that look like they're torn paper, but actually it's just a sheet of paper. But if you look on the other side, so this is multicolour, but if you look on the other side, there's like a single colour there. And then again, this one here, I think this will make beautiful panel card there. And then we've got Lost Lagoon on the back. This is a very pretty paper with the little blossoms. And then on the back, we've got sort of a tone on tone there. And then, ooh, Butterfingers. And then another one with lots of sort of rainbow colours. And again, I think this would make a very interesting card front. And then this one here. And it's kind of similar to the earlier one, only it's sort of got Lost Lagoon on the back. And then there's this one which I'm using, which is like the Lemon Lime Twist, but the Beautiful Roses. So if you're not a big fan of this type of paper, remember to flip it over and you'll be able to find some nice designs on the back. So here's our card, and our stamp set is called Season of Chic. And I love this one, partly because it's got dotty stamps, and if you follow me, you know I do love dotty stamps. But it's got something for winter, something for the autumn, something sort of springy, and then maybe this would be great for summer. And then we've got this swoosh. I'm going to call it a swoosh. I don't know what else to call it. And got some ideas on how I might use that swoosh. And then we've got some nice greetings that we can use as well. Right, so we're going to make a start with a Berry Burst base, and this is 8.5 by 5.5. and I scored it at 4 1/4, and so I can just fold that and put in a nice crisp fold. My first thing that I'm going to do is we're going to do some tone on tone stamping, and it won't surprise you to know I'm going to be using this dotty stamp, and I'm going to be using the Berry Burst ink. So with this, all I'm going to do is randomly stamp around my card, and hopefully you can see that it's giving a nice design to take some of the plainness without it there being sort of a lot of other work that we need to do. So that is my starting point. The next thing I'm going to do is I've already cut a couple of pieces. This is Lemon Lime Twist. Berry Burst and Lemon Lime Twist are new colours to the Stampin' Up! Family, and they are some of the nicer colours that I really do like. Lost Lagoon is my absolute favourite new colour, but then it was my absolute favourite when it was one of our in colours which were just for a couple of years. So I'm just using my liquid adhesive to stick those two layers together. You can use whatever adhesive works for you, whether it be a tape, a double-sided tape. And then I'm just going to attach that to here. And to give it a little bit more oomph, presence, whatever you'd like to call it, I'm going to use some of these double-sided adhesive pads. Now these are known as dimensionals, and so we just pop them down and stick your nail in the middle, and it will pull up the edges so it makes it easy to pull them off. And then making sure it's the right way round, because this is kind of got like stems. Or does it go that way? I'm not sure now, because there's some leaves that go that way and that way. Oh, I'm going to go with my first thought. So I'm just going to line that up and pop that down. So I should have here a piece of card. This is the piece that I'm going to do the To You Love From Me on. And I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use the Pretty Blossom from the stamp set. As I said, again, I think it is sort of spring-like, I suppose, but I'm just bringing out the flowers that are actually in that lovely decorative paper. I'm going to use the outline here rather than the piece, the filler, if you like. This is like for two-step stamping, and I'm sure I'll be sharing some of that with you at some time. And I'm just going to add a flower. Oh, that's not very good. Turn over. That's why we've got two sides to every piece of card, because you can always go on the other side. So a couple there. I'm also going to do my envelope. I love to have decorated envelopes going into the mailbox. So I'll pop one there, and I'm going to pop one on the back, so there's something pretty to look at when you open the envelope. All right. Now my greeting here, I'm going to stamp onto a piece of a scrap of white, and I'm going to stamp off. I think I'm going to stamp off, and then that will give me a lighter version of my ink. And then I'm going to get my greeting. And the one I decided to use today is this one that says, "Wishing you the best birthday ever." Why not? It's a lovely thing to say to somebody, lovely thing to get in the post. Open it, and I'm just going to stamp directly over my flower, and you'll see in a minute why that is. Now I've got my 1 3/4 inch circle punch here, and I'm just going to line this up. Like that, punch that out. Now I also cut a 2-inch circle using a die, but you may have a 2-inch punch in your stash. And this is in the Lemon Lime Twist, and I'm just going to layer these two together just to make this pop. And you can see why I stamped off my flower before. Can you see it's allowed the darker ink with the greeting to be pop a little bit more, but it's also filled in a lot of empty space. So it does double duty. And then we're going to attach it to the card. Now, I want to have it sort of half on, or portion of it on this piece here. So rather than put the dimensionals all over the back, I'm going to just put them over one side. So I'm going to pop it like that, so I know that it's just the right hand side that I need to put my dimensional on. And then I'm just going to put a tiny little dot of liquid adhesive so that it attaches to here. And by doing that, I've made sure that this will actually be level. If I'd put dimensionals under there, it would be sort of not balanced. It would sort of be sticking up one side there, like that. And then we've got our piece to write our greeting on. I'll pop that down like that. So we've got a nice place to write something. And then our final piece of bling are these. These are the adhesive backed sequins trio, and they're lovely. They've got, well, everything's lovely. I always think everything's lovely, but I just do. So I am going to put some of these sequins down just to add a little subtle sheen. Let me see, that's come in. Come on, up you come. So I've got a space there, so I'm going to put one there, and I think I'll put another one down here. So there we are. A really pretty, straightforward card where we've made the decorative paper do all the work. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this card. If you have, perhaps go ahead, give me a thumbs up. Maybe you'll subscribe if you don't already do so. And if you have any questions or comments, you can always refer to the comments below, and I'd love to read them. And rather than you try to remember all the dimensions I've given you, I will also put a link to my blog below, and that will be going exactly to the blog post that covers this card. Well, thank you for joining me today. I certainly appreciate your time. Bye-bye for now.